This is a serious question. The godmother of your daughter, Shirley MacLaine, writes in her new book that you cited a UFO over her home in Washington State, that you found the encounter extremely moving, that it was a triangular craft, silent and hovering, that if you felt a connection to your heart and heard directions in your mind. Now, did you see a UFO?
I did, and the rest of the account. Well, I didn't. It was unidentified flying object. Okay, it's unidentified. I saw something. Now, to answer your question, I'm moving and I'm also going to move my campaign office to Roswell, New Mexico, and another one in Exeter, New Hampshire. Okay.
This channel often receives disparaging and even threatening comments over revelations of evidence and information that some human males would prefer to keep from their own women and children, as well as their political adversaries. Currently, if you look around, you will find various news reports from multiple sources regarding the gentle preparation of fundamentalist Christian pastors for UAP disclosure. Some of these pastors react just as Plato described in 375 BCE with his Allegory of the Cave from Book VII of his seminal work, Republic. They will spin a sincere and gentle effort from a higher intelligence to free humans from false notions as a mid-21st century trick to push the radical idea of some atheist agenda that, as written in the Roman-backed New Testament, Jesus of Nazareth never had any existence. For some, the two falsehoods of this slant will be obvious. First, just because one is aware of the evidence in the New Testament that Jesus of Nazareth is an assimilation of multiple men named Yeshua and many other historical narratives, that doesn't necessarily mean that one is or should be an atheist. That is a disingenuous straw man tactic exposing a failure of their ethics.
Are you doing that on purpose? Or can't you make up your mind?
That's the trouble. I can't make up my mind. I haven't got a brain. Only straw.
How can you talk if you haven't got a brain?
I don't know. But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Just as U.S. Republic founding fathers were enlightened to see through Ephesians 6:5 and Romans 13 for their revolution, it is possible for one to be a deist but not a fundamentalist Christian. Second, open statements in common English regarding the fact that Jesus never existed have been widely available to the American public for over 200 years, starting with Thomas Paine circa 1810 and with the first three editions of Quest of the Historical Jesus by Nobel laureate Albert Schweitzer. You can and should read the first 418 pages of it, but you might first read Chapter 20, Results, for motivation to do the reading you have been cult intimidated to ignore. Let's see what we all learned again in 1910, 100 years after the statement from Thomas Paine.
Those who are fond of talking about negative theology can find their account here. There is nothing more negative than the result of the critical study of the life of Jesus. The Jesus of Nazareth, who came forward publicly as the Messiah, who preached the ethic of the kingdom of God, who founded the kingdom of heaven upon earth, and died to give his work its final consecration, never had any existence. He is a figure designed by rationalism, endowed with life by liberalism, and clothed by modern theology in an historical garb. This image has not been destroyed from without. It has fallen to pieces, cleft, and disintegrated by the concrete historical problems which came to the surface one after another. And in spite of all the artifice, art, artificiality, and violence which was applied to them, refused to be planed down to fit the design on which the Jesus of the theology of the last 130 years had been constructed, and were no sooner covered over than they appeared again in new form.
This clear statement, first made in the 1906 German edition, will be preserved and confirmed by the rediscovery of the Essene Qumran Dead Sea Scrolls across the flying saucer years from 1947 to 1956.
I'm puzzled. Are you really seriously suggesting that Jesus Christ was a mushroom?
Put pretty blankly, yes.
Surely you don't suggest that Jesus Christ and his various disciples were not human creatures.
Yes. You are dealing with a secret cult, a secret society.
No, but the writers, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, these men who wrote the story, you are telling me they did not exist?
No.
None of them existed?
No, it's part of mythology. It's part of mushroom mythology.